The world is changing, our lives are changing, and so is education for the children. I am Dwi Alan, and this is my TED Talk. It can't be denied that education during the pandemic has gone through a huge change, or evolution if you prefer. This in turn has changed the quality of education that we receive. What is the quality of education, you might ask? According to a Belgian organization, Education International, the quality of education can be defined as the social, emotional, mental, physical, and cognitive development of our students. People say, I can be more productive at home because I can multitask meetings, or I can learn much more at home because our mobile devices and the internet are always available for use. But how much of these statements are actually true? You see, as a student myself, I must admit that the amount of knowledge that I learn in online classes are considerably lower than those in offline classes, much of which is due to the learning environment that I have at home. No, I'm not saying that we all got to have mansions for us to be able to learn comfortably. I'm talking more about the distractions, our attention span, as well as the presence of our friends. First of all, distractions. When we go to school and campus, into actual classrooms, there are little to no distractions. This is due to the fact that schools and campuses are built for the purpose of studying, where students can have their peace and quiet trying to focus on what the teacher is trying to deliver. On the other hand, when we are at home, we're meant to feel comfortable, where we can relax and rest and do what we want. One simple distraction that I can think of is our mobile phones. When we have our mobile phones sitting right next to us, popping notifications every now and then, it urges us to check on them. And once we do check on our mobile phones, we get too absorbed in it and we lose our focus. Another distraction that I can think of is our parents. I'm not saying that our parents are bad influence, but they too can distract us. For example, when our parents come to us and ask what do we want for dinner, it's just one simple question, and yet it takes our focus away from our class. Not just distractions though, our attention span has also decreased since the implementation of online classes. A research by Cornell University has revealed that the attention of students wane every 10 to 20 minutes. Forget about university lectures that can last up to 2.5 hours. 20 minutes is barely half the length of classes that we have in school. This happens because at home we learn from screens, but in offline school we learn from actual human beings. This phenomenon is explained by Dr. Alice Holland, a clinical neuropsychologist at Children's Health and Youth Southwestern. And I quote, "The brain is not designed to learn from the screen. The brain is designed to learn from human interaction and explore the natural environment." Lastly, the presence of our friends. Why does the presence of our friends has anything to do with the quality of education, you might ask? Well, as stated earlier, the quality of education includes the social development of students. In online learning, unless you're a lovey-dovey couple of best friends, you only talk to your friends, or I should say classmates, on the basis of need. For example, in class discussions or during discussions of group projects. It is indeed at home our parents are our support system. But we can't review our homeworks or group projects or even exams with them. In school, we rely on our friends because they are our support system. There are reasons though why I emphasize on meeting our friends physically. For example, an extrovert like me truly appreciates and enjoys being around my friends. Being around them gives me a boost of motivation and morale. Also, in offline learning, we are able to see our friends all the time. This ignites our willingness to spark a conversation with them or at least greet them. Another reason is that being with our friends also cheers us up. Because if we can see them laugh, we can laugh as well, right? Because laughter is contagious. To conclude, the quality of education that we receive might have decreased, but there's no one to blame for it. Everyone around the world are still learning and adapting to live in the situation that we live in right now. One thing's for sure though, we can't just snap our fingers and hope everything goes back to normal. We're not Thanos. So, if we can't change the world, be ready to change yourselves. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy.